in that last pick, we're banning the other.
It's one or the other, right?
Deal with it. And I think, if I may, ONIC made the right choice.
Yeah.
If they went with Dairat here, they would be outranged.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. And there is enough burst damage coming in from ONIC, which answers the durability that will also arrive for the side of Omega. So they got what they wanted in terms of those departments, but now it's going to be a little difficult for Omega in terms of the bans, because at some point we are still not sure what the first two picks, both the Cho and the Julian, are going to be for this ONIC squad. It's still a flexible option for them. And in the same way, Atlas and Matilda, the Super Prince Matilda has been finally taken into notice. We're consistently seeing that Diggy and Selena, speaking of which, is still open as of this moment. They could put a Julian into the XP and show in their roaming position if they want to, but there's still a lot of options for them if they want to do it. But Matilda and Atlas, two setup heroes, two main roamers that could potentially change the fates of the game, are banned as of this moment.
Right now, at least, the very least, Omega secured the gold lane, I think, in the XP lane. They got pretty good matchups on either side of the field. And Super Fin special.
I think this telegraphs the jungle Julian, the JJ,
Yeah.
as I like to call it. Omega still has access to either Grok or a Lolita. You need the Grok to clean up some traps, and then some solid CC, or again the Lolita. Don't play with my emotions.
Hold on.
We got people in the audience just screaming here for the Nana.
I like the Kag. I like the Kag, but not the Nana. Oh, we're going old school!
This is old school as old school can get. Got a few seasons back here. This lineup is very, very good.
They might go for the Grok on this one. No,
It's
instead
the
they go for
Thams.
the Thams, man.
Wait!
So sustain at some point is coming into play, so it might indeed be a Julian jungler, as you've said a while ago, the JJ.
Or Thams
And,
jungle,
yeah,
I mean.
right?
I'd
Actually,
rather the JJ and then side lane
lane
Thams,
Thams,
because a side lane Julian, I'm not feeling it.
That's
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
I really do not agree with
I
that.
don't know.
It's actually pretty difficult to pull off, but
Side lane
given
Julian.
hopefully they would be able to do something about it and pick things up where we left off, as this is already game 3, man.
Okay.
A lot of predictions have already been said, but it is the Kufra, man, making a comeback for Chak Mamba.
Did you just say Kufra man?
The
The
Kufra,
cool
man.
from man.
When you say Kufra man, in the history of MPL, who comes to mind?
Back-to-back champion.
If you know, you know.
You, know,
all right? If
you,
know,
you
know.
probably saw him
I'm
here
not-
in
I'm
the
not-
stadium, maybe.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
anything. I'm not saying anything that...
Surprise for later.
Can I say things have been rough for them when he was still here?
You can say that. You can say that. Okay, wait. What? No!
It's the... What?
It's the Thams jungler.
It is. No. It's JJ.
Oh.
It's a jungle.
All right.
It's a jungle Julian. But your boy, my boy there is actually just leashing.
Oh, okay.
All right.
There we go.
Okay, cool. On to it. It's an orange start for Ryzen and a purple start for Sensui. Game 3.
Right.
Game 3 coming into play here. It is Chaknu though, trying to figure things out, hopefully trying to assist and leash the rest of his teammates in, as they are consistently fueling the fire that we have over here. And it is Sensui though, locking in that mystery shop, tries to figure things out with the itemizations that he will have here. And most importantly, Der versus Esmeralda. We've been seeing this time and time again, this matchup, but this is where Rapidot will come into play. How will he play around that bouncing ball, given that there is a lot of crowd control coming from the side of Omega? Not to mention Super Friends though. Super Friends has been very much, very much organized with these Abyssal Arrows and Abyssal Traps, and hopefully he would make an impact in the first minutes of the game.
Very classic Chak Mamba movement here, although he is getting punished very heavily by the enhanced Scythe. That's pretty good damage coming off from the Julie in the early game. Don't want to catch all of that in one go.
Could be a teaser as to how these early game team fights might look.
Moment you hit level 4, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh, jeez! All right, Ryzen, a little bit of flex, just like what Chak Mamba did earlier.
Yeah, gold shield protecting our heroes here. 15% for XP and mid, 25% for the gold. Another interesting bit, I like this side lane matchup, the Esmeralda versus Thams, because I'd say a lifetime ago, maybe 6-8 months ago, this is actually one of the best lineups you got, but no! Look at this.
This Renzi was absorbing a lot of damage here. There is ready as long Side Sensui, that Lord, that turtle. Gonna be heavily contested here. There's in the middle of 4 people here from Omega. He is standing strong. Rapido here, Super Friends. Sensui will secure that turtle. But look at this. Omega also trying to get some damage in. Not gonna be enough though. Take out Super Friends.
And no casualties too. I like their going into the front lines, committing the Caught-Errant Inferno just to be able to dish out the necessary damage, and for the rest of the members of Omega to put all of their skills onto the guy. And that left ONIC Philippines to just be able to swiftly take that turtle and disengage as soon as they can, because they need the objectives as early as possible. Most especially because Super Friends scaling as of the moment, they have the pressure with those Abyssal Arrows. If one hits, is already one out for the side of Omega.
So far, so good. Given the slight lead over the ONIC Philippines when it comes to XP lane control. Gold Lane, we really haven't seen much action here between Nets and Kelra.
And that might change here soon, though. Do see ONIC members trying to see if they can get a pick off. Rapido's getting in position, but obviously just kind of threatening Omega, just putting a wrench in the comms, if you know what I mean. And yeah, at this point, ONIC does have a really good early game lineup. They got good damage. As long as these arrows hits, as long as these Wave Dragons hit. But then again, Omega is a very difficult team to do that against, you know, especially in the early game.
Yup, and they are cautious of their positioning, right? They don't want to let Super Friends get the momentum that he wants, but so far Rapido wants to go ahead with the engage, and Super Friends right behind him. So as much as those arrows would potentially hit for the side of ONIC, Omega is trying to restrain that as much as they can so that they would be able to determine and know where the others are going to come from. Chaknu with that revenge, but not going to be able to hit anything at that point.
It's the threat of activation for Omega. If you'll notice, actually ONIC has a lot more mobility. This is a fight that can go on forever. All right, back to the point. ONIC actually has a lot of mobility, but the fact is, Omega can actually punish these movements. One with Kufra, another with massive burst from Etomax. So because of that, it's actually Omega's able to move a lot more.
That's true. The Yin-Yang overturn with the Tyrant's Rage, a very classic combo, can really destroy anybody caught in its wake. And there's going to be a big enhanced chain here in the middle of everybody. Super Friends has to flicker out. The fight is happening, and there is quite low. ONIC members are absorbing a ton of damage. With the kickback here, Rapido with the way of the Dragon on the rise, and that's the retribution removed from Omega.
Oh, so good! The zoning by there, and of course the kick by Chef Ralph. It's beautiful. ONIC gets the first win in this game 3, 5 minutes in.
Very classic movements, eh?
I told you, man, it is the Abyssal Arrow managing to hit Ryzen of all people. So the scaling has stopped there, and they've managed to take another turtle for themselves. And right now, it is of absolute wonder that we are seeing another one being picked off here. It's Renzio making that individual play to keep them in the game.
Okay, you know what? It's the item choice, I think, that gave Renzio here the go-ahead to do that.
The boot.
Yeah, he got that down, but wait, we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, because Chaknu right now is in trouble, has to flicker out. Kelra, he's trying to get his hand in there, but doesn't really have enough damage. Same with Etomax Ryzen as well. Oh my goodness.
All right, another one.
Another one. Can he do it? Can he make something happen? Rapido will not threaten it. Super Friends just trying to make that arrow hit. For the meantime, nothing but net.
Okay, false engage. Now,
False engage.
Ryzen, rather Renzio, picked up the book first, as you mentioned, but there, instead of going for Dominance Ice, picked up the Corrosion Sight first. So he was going on the offensive, hence why underneath zone turret, he couldn't get the punish.
He is, that's true, quite, you know, quite squishy in comparison.
It's a choice. Yeah, it's a choice. You have to pay somewhere.
You got some burst, you got some good burst potential. Again, Kelra gonna be relatively safe there. No need to cleanse it out or anything. And now we have a little bit of a stalemate for the meantime.
It's the itemizations, as you mentioned a while ago, right? That is not only boosting their confidence, but also in terms of the damage, as Renzio, or Dare, rather, is being 2v1 here, but is stacking things like a champ.
He's fine. I guess this is where the Corrosion Sight makes sense, right? You're allowed to fight back and it helps you get things back, but
look at this. Oh, Kelra is in trouble. He dodges the chains, but too many crowd controls to dodge here. For ONIC means he's going to go down.
2 for 1 cross map.
Man, I don't know. ONIC is really so stonks in these trades.
Worth it. Kelroy and Chakno for there. Yes, please.
Yes, please.
They're always one up in everything that they want to do. A dominant side has already been secured here by Renzio to protect, to potentially at least tank the damage that will arrive from ONIC, most especially Nets, because now he is 2-0-0 with the weapon mastery as the emblem. He's just gonna dish out a lot or a ton of damage for the side of ONIC. And taking a look, a Blade of Despair has already been secured by the marksman, and same goes for that scythe that has been, you know, locked in by the 1-1. So at some point they want to go for that one, or they want to go for those types of itemizations just so they would be able to dish out the extra damage that would be provided by those items. But a knockout!
Sensui with the chain and the arrow from Super Friends looks relatively easy to pull off. And Nets takes out a turret to boot. More gold in the hands of ONIC.
This is so hard because look, Nets is ahead almost 2,000 gold from Kelra.
As you mentioned, completed BOD, got the Fury Hammer. Oh, man. Good engagement from Chaknu, but once more, the follow-up is severely lacking.
Yup, and speaking of the follow-up, the damage has already been done for the side of ONIC Philippines because now Nets has secured his second item, which is going to be the Malefic Roar. So that's going to be enormous or giant damage here for the side. But Ryzen doing the same thing, trying to figure out how they would be able to do it, lacking at least almost 3k in terms of gold. So they might be able to do something about it. But right now, it's ONIC Philippines holding the line for them, and Omega having some sort of difficulty because of the continuous pressure of the arrows, man. You can't really determine where they're coming from.
That's true. The Renner hits, you gotta watch out for that. And those arrows, there's so many projectiles to watch out for.
Yeah,
from
so
ONIC.
Even if Omega does have rotational speed and, you know, mobility, ONIC can just throw out things and check much, much better. The kick!
Just like that. I throw out arrows, I throw out my own feet. And that's gonna be a kill going over. Once more to ONIC, a very stock 2 kills. Probably will result in the Lord here.
MPL-PH is eating so good, and it's Chef Ram who's cooking it all up.
Oh yeah, nummy, nummy, nummy.
He's just doing what he can, man. He's doing his best to be able to get things done, and that will result to another swift Lord take for themselves. Way of the Dragon deep into enemy territory, and in the same way, getting the pickoffs done for themselves. It's Omega once again going back to the base for the defense that they want to do, and ONIC Philippines locking down that Feather of Heaven for that one. And Sensui 202, man. Mystery Shop emblem 9 minutes in, at least 3 to 4 items locked in by this hero.
I like it. The versatility that a JJ has, a Jungle Julian. There's so many items you can build. Like, you would sometimes see Windtalker, sometimes you would see, well, more often you would see Genius Wand, but
It's
that
so flexible.
Feather of Heaven is so key.
It is. It's sustained damage. It adds more damage to your normal attacks, which means you got so much sustained DPS. And that is exactly what they need to take down these fights. If you have a chunky hero in the front, get some more damage on your basic attacks.
Yeah, some scaling, some semblance of scaling in this lineup for ONIC-PH.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, there's not a lot of defensive magic defense items for the side of Omega, which is why Julian's just dishing out a lot of damage. Concentrated energy is also there, but Sensui!
Yeah, that's the arrow hitting Renzio, and the Esmeralda did not feel tanky at all at that point. Almost got taken 100-0.
Oh man.
Scary. ONIC is firing off on all cylinders. There's burst, there's CC, there is sustained damage. There's, again, some semblance of scaling. It's so hard. Where does Omega find a window?
I mean, it's just something that you're gonna have to work on, man. You gotta work that magic. You gotta work your Venom. That is, to be honest, if they don't make any big pickoffs, they might be done here.
Here's what's scary, right? Yeah, we did say they gotta work the Venom, and that's a general solution.
Easier said than done.
Easier said than done. I'm now thinking, and I'm looking back, because we haven't really seen the Mamba do much. Is the Kufra an old solution to a new problem?
That's a good one,
Is it doing what it needs to do? That's what I'm asking.
I miss the old days where Chaknu just makes crazy plays.
Yeah, where you just throw the Kufra at things and, like, solved.
Yeah.
Done.
At this point, if he misses one Tyrant's Revenge, he's gonna get willed down so hard.
Bursted!
So much damage on the side of ONIC that maybe that's why he's so hesitant to do anything. And that's why maybe the Kufra might be... He just might be out of his depth here in this one.
they want to go for those risky plays to be able to turn things around, but they don't have the resources, they don't have the items to do that. We saw a War Axe or a Bloodlust Axe secured here by the others coming in from Omega, specifically Ryzen. So at some point, they will be able to dish out the necessary damage if it's 1v1, courtesy of that high and dry emblem. But now it's ONIC Philippines going all together as a group, potentially getting the rest of the things done with those major objective takes. And this is what Ryzen has been doing from game 1 up into game 3, trying to get the lane equilibrium once again for themselves, because that might just be their saving grace. So ONIC is busy to take the Lord.
Can Ryzen do it again? Can he bob and weave into the back line? Find Nets, who has been free 0-0, super safe in this game so far. It's a tall order, man.
It's a clean JJ.
It's a clean JJ from Sensui as well.
Can I just say, the difference between ONIC and Omega's games 1 to 3 is the abundance of vision coming in from ONIC. You're taking a look at abyssal traps here available for them, so that there's no other way for for Ryzen rather to go to the backside, because he will immediately be detected by those abyssal arrows, which is why Omega can't make the plays that they've been doing from a while ago. So it is a problem for them, because usually they want to go and shock the rest of the members of ONIC Philippines into thinking they were here a while ago. Why are they over that side? And now ONIC Philippines maximizing on that potential, they can just focus on their game. They can just work on what they've been doing all throughout the season, which is just to find the necessary pickoffs and get things done into the bottom lane.
Yep, so far that's the ONIC magic. Now you see me, now you don't. Because they have the information, they have the vision, and that's what led to this, oh lord, almost 9k gold lead.
And Renzio is in trouble. Alongside the Lord, they cannot really defend against this. And look at this, the Esmeralda again whittled down to half in a span of seconds.
They got what they wanted, another abyssal arrow, just managed it nonchalantly. And I like the discipline coming in from ONIC Philippines.
Here we go.
They know that they have the lead and they just want to get things done. Locking in that inhibitor turret from the bot side and cutting that inhibitor turret's HP into half onto the middle lane. But hold on, Rapidude!
Really have to commend them here, going for something. Basically going for broke here is Omega. They know that they cannot sustain right now.
Chef Raf ate 2 ults and got away with it.
Oh, man.
I mean, it was a nice try, obviously, from Omega.
NT.
Wasn't really enough, though.
Yeah, and it was just the Athena shield being locked here by Chaknu just now, and I feel like that's a little too late for them, given that there's such scaling coming in from both Super Prince and Sensui, who is unscathed as of this moment, and they want to do something about it. But again, ginormous damage coming in from ONIC Philippines, given that they do have the necessary builds. Full builds for that Beatrix, full build also for that Julian, locking down that Winter Truncheon, taking a look or taking a peep at that inhibitor turret, man. It's almost going down.
And the thing is, it's not just the sheer amount of damage, it's the coverage.
Yeah.
Right? You have burst from Super Prince, then you have physical burst from Nets, and then you have hybrid damage from Sensui.
It is just something that is very difficult to deal with, and because of that, Anti-Cuirass and the Athena Shield were the 2 items of Chakno, and basically he's so soft against like Nets at this point. That's why.
Homie has just 6 item slots.
It's 6v3 right now in terms of itemization. You do the math, right? It's just not right there. So Omega, I don't know what kind of magic they're gonna pull out of the hat here, man. It looks like a very, very uphill battle.
Honestly, they can potentially go for a hero or hero focus here after their Lord take, because they are now in position to be able to get this a little better. But because of the tremendous damage that ONIC is posing, there is still a threat, but that is the vision and information that we're talking about, right? Chaknu changing positions, Super Prince taking it all on his own, and that is going to be another abyssal arrow hitting onto the backside. Lord, 60% of health.
Fine, it's a Lord dance.
It's a Lord dance.
I think ONIC and Omega both respect each other.
And Rapidude, he has no problem taking out Renzio right there, straight into the hands of Nets with a shotgun to the face.
Oh no.
It's just too much threat, man,
It's a
coming in
meltdown.
from these guys. And now they are, you know, somewhat doubting whether they should charge, and Chakno goes all in.
Whoa!
The Mamba's gonna
The
get squished.
Mamba, man! The flicker even used to no avail. That is a 2 for none in favor of ONIC, not to mention the Lord to boot.
Disastrous results, and if you'll see in our player cams, there's a modicum of frustration coming in from the showstopper, and I don't blame him. In the first 5 minutes, yeah, he was on top of Der, but right now, Der rocking the General Kai skin, the Jade Slayer, the Widowmaker from the
Right.
Spirit Realm. He's almost unkillable. I love how he's bringing back the old school vengeance stamps.
Oh yeah. We're gonna see some pretty good stuff here for sure. ONIC just got everything covered here at this point, and they
want to go.
want to go. They want to do this right now.
What kind of defense can Omega pull off, though?
I mean, with the Kagura, there's still some pretty good AoE damage, but the question is, can you get into position to clear those minion waves? That is a question for Atomax, not to mention with all these projectiles going into your face.
But at least the Abyssal Arrows and that Sniper didn't manage it, but a fight's there!
Oh, Renzio went for the engagement.
Oh,
He got destroyed.
what?
Look at the AoE
What?
destruction coming in over here from ONIC, and that is going to be all she wrote.
The monster run continues! ONIC-PH is currently on top in Season 10.
Did you see that last one?
You blink and you'll miss it.
He just... boom.
In disbelief, look at the members
Even
of Smart
they-
Omega, the Kings of C. You.
Where did that come from? That's what the faces were saying there.
Man, this week was like a testament for ONIC Philippines. Before the start of week number 3, we were thinking how would they handle themselves at the hands of former MSC champions, at the hands of former M3 champions, and now they are at the top of the standings. They got it all figured out in terms of information. They got the vision